Hello, everyone on YouTube. Let me get us started on Facebook. I wanted to make sure that we were live on YouTube first because we had some trouble with that for worship. But now it looks like we are once again live today on both Facebook and YouTube for our children's message and a little intro to Sunday school, the Sunday school lesson that hopefully you all can access through the emails that you've been getting from Heather. If you would like to do that, if you are not getting those emails, please let us know because we would love to make Sunday school materials available to you so that you can be learning together at home with your kids. So please let us know if you have not been getting those. And welcome today as we spend a little time focusing specifically on our young people. Hopefully they all have been gathering for worship as with families, but today a little time especially just for them. I have been missing you all and wanted to reach out to our kids today, especially with a little message about our gospel for today. If you participated in our online worship, you know that we focused there on the story of the dry bones from Ezekiel. But now I want to focus a little bit on the gospel for today, the story of the raising of Lazarus. And we are going to read that together today from the Spark Story Bible. So this is found in a regular Bible in the Gospel of John, the 11th chapter. This is the story of Lazarus. I'm not sure that you're going to be able to see pictures very well, but I will hold them up as best I can. 3 of Jesus' good friends included a man named Lazarus and his sisters, Mary and Martha. Jesus was on a long journey when he found out that Lazarus was dying. It took Jesus a few days to travel to see his sick friend. When Jesus arrived, he saw Lazarus' sister, Martha. She had some sad news. Jesus, Lazarus is dead, cried Martha. I wish you could have arrived earlier. You might have been able to save him. Jesus tried to comfort her. Martha, don't be sad. Lazarus will live again. Martha believed what Jesus said. Then Lazarus' other sister, Mary, came to greet Jesus. She wished Jesus had come sooner too. Jesus, if you had been here, Lazarus might still be alive. She wept. She also believed that Jesus could have healed her brother. Jesus was sad because Lazarus died too. He cried and cried. Jesus, Martha, and Mary went to the tomb where Lazarus was buried, and Jesus told some people standing there, "Take the stone away from the tomb." The people who were surprised at what Jesus said. Martha reminded Jesus that Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. They had already made his body ready for burial by wrapping it in special clothes. But Jesus knew what he was doing. He insisted that they open the tomb. When the heavy stone was rolled away, Jesus said, "Lazarus, come out." The people were frightened and amazed when Lazarus came out of the tomb. Since his hands and feet were all wrapped up in the burial clothes, the people had to help Lazarus. When the people saw Lazarus alive again, they laughed and sang and danced. Many people that day believed Jesus would bring new life to all people. See that? See, there's Lazarus free from the tomb and alive again. There's a whole lot going on in this story. Jesus' friend, Lazarus, first we hear that he is sick, and then we hear that he dies. Both of Lazarus' sisters, Mary and Martha, tell Jesus that they wish that he would have been there before Lazarus died so that he could have saved them. And although we don't hear these words specifically in the story Bible, this story is where we hear Jesus tell us that he is the resurrection and the life. One of the things I want to talk about with this story today, though, is the fact that Jesus cries. That verse is kind of famous because it's the shortest verse in the whole Bible. In most versions, it just says a couple of words, 2 words. Jesus wept. But I want us to think for a minute about that verse for a different reason, not just because it's the shortest verse in the Bible. But I want us to think about the fact that Jesus felt all of the different emotions that we feel. Jesus was even sad enough to cry. There are a bunch of things that might be making us sad right now. Maybe we're missing our friends. Maybe there are events that we were looking forward to that have been canceled. Maybe we're just confused about everything that's going on right now. And that confusion and frustration is coming out as tears. I know that happens to me sometimes. I'm sad that I don't get to see you in person right now, and sad that I don't get to see my mom and dad or my brother and his family right now either. What are some of the things that are making you sad? I invite you to comment either on Facebook or on YouTube. But I especially encourage you to have those conversations with your families, with those that you're watching this video with right now. Share with one another those things that are making you sad. It won't necessarily fix them, but I do think that it helps to be able to say those things out loud. And maybe you together can figure out some other options for those things with your family, ways to help lighten that sadness. But the other thing about this story of Lazarus is that it doesn't end with Jesus in tears, right? Instead, it ends with a miracle. Jesus raises Lazarus back to life. It's a story that is full of incredible hope. Jesus fills us up and gives us new life and gives us hope. So I also invite you to talk with your family about the things that are giving you hope right now, because it's important to speak those things out loud too, to help us remember all of the ways that God continues to bring us hope. And then take a minute to share something that's giving you hope in the comments of this video, a way that you can help share that hope to others. Let us pray. Dear Jesus, we thank you for being with us in all that life brings. We know that you share in our tears and in our laughter, that you are with us in our sadness, as well as in our joy and our hope. Continue to help us see the hope that we have in you and to find bright spots in our day that can lift us up and that we can share to help lift others. We love you. Amen. Thanks for joining me this morning for a little children's moment. I invite you again, as I said in the beginning, to check out the Sunday school materials that were emailed to families and dig into this story a little bit more together. And if you would like to continue your conversations about this story throughout the week, I also invite you to check out the weekly devotions that are available on the All Saints website. Take care, everyone. God's peace and hope be with you.